Hello, my dear students. I hope you all are doing great. The exams are just around the corner, isn't it? Yes, just a month away. And I know you all are ready to face the exams. We all are quite prepared, isn't it? If I talk about a subject math is a very easy subject. So I think that is on your fingertips by now, isn't it? What? I am hearing that you are facing bit problem in mathematics? Exam pressure? Oh no, don't take any exam pressure, especially for math. Math is very easy if we are in the know about all the concepts related to it, and if we practice properly, then we can definitely crack the mathematics exams. If we know how the questions are to be solved, if we know the proper steps, if we know the accurate method to solve the questions, if we are proficient in solving the queries, definitely mathematics is not going to be any problem for you. I'll just remind you what is math, guys. Math, let us define it in our own way. Math stands for memory. A stands for accuracy, T stands for talent, and H stands for hard work. And I'm telling you, you all have a great memory. Every child is gifted with great memory. You can definitely memorize any formula, any definition, any concept given to you. You all have great accuracy. You can solve all the exams questions with full accuracy, and you are very talented. I'm telling you, I'm emphasizing on this T. We all are so talented. All my students are really talented. I am so much clear about it. Now the fourth part is hard work. That is up to you guys. The more you practice this subject, the more hard work you give to this subject, all the questions will seem to be a question to be done in a jiffy, isn't it? So I am here to clear out any doubts that you have. So please list down all your doubts, all your queries, all your misconceptions, and I am here to clear it everything for you. And also I am letting you know that to start that, we will begin with a Cambridge IGCSE paper 2 extended and paper 4 extended of the previous year, that is of October-November 2023. We will cover both the papers so that you can get to know what are the requirements by a student to be there written on the examination paper. Let me ask you one more question. What is exam for you? What is an examination, guys? What is this examination paper? Let me tell you my point of view. Examination is simply a conversation between a student and the teacher. Teacher is asking you something in written format, and you are conversing with the teacher and replying him or her by writing the answers. It's just writing a letter. So examination is that only. We are just talking. So if I give you a question, if I give you a sum, if I give you a query, you just need to clear my question and you will write it on there. Just take it as normal conversation. And if you write it accurately, if you are going to do hard work on it, definitely you will get full marks. I'm so sure about it, right? So let us begin with it. We are going to use this paper, and we will first try to get the feel of the exam. When you are going to be there in examination hall, you definitely will face this paper. This is the front page of the paper, you can see, with some information to be written by you and some very important instructions. We need to read the instructions carefully. Even if we know what is going to be there, let us read it very carefully, because you will be given reading time for sure. Also, for mathematics, don't take it to be very tough. You will be given calculator. You are allowed to use the calculator. Even tracing papers are given to you so that you can use it, especially in case of translation and all, right? So let us read the information one by one. This is what the paper looks like. The first information that you need to write is candidate name, right? Candidate name could be any, like I would like to write Peter Parker. Yes, Peter Parker, my favorite. You must be knowing it. Peter Parker is Our Spider-Man only, isn't it? So let us move ahead. Center number. Don't write Peter Parker. That was just for joke. So center number. Center number would be there in your admit card. It could be anything, like suppose it could be A, B, C, 1, 2. Now, candidate number is very important, guys. That's your roll number. It is there given on your admit card. So you need to fill it properly. Could be 0, 1, 2, 3. It depends, right? Now, this is what this subject is for, mathematics. It could be written paper 4, it could be written paper 2, anything. This is of extended form. Also, this is of the October-November 2023 with the code 580 and badge 42. Right? This paper might be of 2 hour 30 minutes. If it's paper 4, then it is 2 hour 30 minutes. If it's paper 2, then it will be 1 hour 30 minutes. Right? It depends upon the paper. If it's paper 4, it will be 2 hour 30 minutes. If it's paper 2, it will be 1 hour 30 minutes. I hope this part is clear to every one of us. Now, we have to answer on the question paper itself. You are not supposed to write on any extra sheet or paper. The answers must be attempted on the question paper itself. On the question paper itself. What you'll need? You'll be in need of geometrical instruments like protractor, compass, set squares, ruler, and anything else that could be required, right? So this is what the information is about. Now, very important part, guys. Instructions. What are the instructions? The very first is answer all questions. We need to answer all the questions. That means there is no internal choice. You are not supposed to leave any question. You are supposed to follow or write down the answers for each and every question present in this paper. Clear? Moving ahead. The next is always use a black or a dark blue pen. I would prefer using black pen because when we use blue pen, sometimes it's light, sometimes it's dark, we don't know the shade. So better would be to use a black pen. You may use an HB pencil. We can use HB pencil for any diagrams or graphs. Sometimes construction is there, sometimes plotting of the graph is there, sometimes different diagrams are supposed to be drawn. So in that case, we will use HB pencil. I hope this part is also clear. Next, write your name, center number and candidate number in the boxes at the top of the page. As I told you, here we have to write the candidate's name, center number and the candidate number at the top that we have written already. Now next, write your answer to each question in the space provided. If we look at this, if we look at the paper, you'll see that we have these spaces, these spaces are available for us wherein, you may solve the question and write the answer here. We write the answers here on this designated place. Even if you solve, if I solve, 2-3 lines over here, and even if I get the answer here, I am supposed to write the answer here as well. Because when we write it over here, it becomes easy for the, checking person or the checking teacher to get to look at the answers whether it is correct or not, right? That is a very important information. Next, so this is also done. Then we do not use erasable pen or correction fluid. Completely prohibited, guys. We must not use any erasable pen or the correction fluid. It's not allowed. Now, do not write on any barcodes. You may find some barcodes present on the examination paper as well. Where is it? Like if I show you, you might find some barcodes present over here. It is sometimes present on the first page, sometimes on the last page. So we need not to write anything or do not scribble anything on the barcodes. I hope that part is also clear. Now you should use a calculator where appropriate. Whenever the calculation requires a calculator, definitely use it. There is no foundation of using it or not using it. Since you have it with you, you can even use it for smaller calculations to be very accurate. I hope that part is also clear. Now you may use tracing paper. Tracing paper might be provided to you, especially in case of translation of one shape to another, or rotation or movement. There you can use the tracing paper as well. Now you must show all necessary working clearly. It's not that you are being given a question and you just simply write the answer doing the solution orally. You are being given the space to solve the question over there, so that you may show your steps, and the correction, the one who is correcting your paper will get to know that yes, you have done it on your own. You have done and you know the concept, and then only you got the answer. So wherever whenever there is space available, please show the necessary working on that space clearly. I hope it is also clear. Now, very important part, guys, very important part. Give non-exact numerical answers correct to 3 significant figures. Correct to 3 significant figures. If it's non-exact numerical answer, if the answer is in decimals, try to give it in 3 significant figures. We already know what are significant figures, right? And 1 decimal place for angles in degrees. If angles are in degrees, try to keep it till 1 dp, 1 decimal place only, unless a different level of accuracy is specified in the question. If question demands some different level of accuracy like 2 dp or 3 dp or 2 sf or 4 sf, then you are allowed to change this rule. Otherwise, whenever it's non-exact numerical calculation or number, you need to write 3 SF or 3 significant figures, or 1 decimal place in case of angles in degrees. I hope that is clear to all of us. Now for pi, we need to either use the calculator if calculation is required to be done in calculator, or we will use the value 3.142. We need to use the value of pi as 3.142, although we know that pi also has the value 22/7, but we will use 3.142 to get the answer as per the answer key, or might be what the corrector or the correction person or the teacher will be doing it, right? So that is how it goes. These are very important instructions, guys. We always need to read them. There might be different instructions as well. I'm telling you, these are the instructions of the October-November 2023 examination paper. There might be some new instructions given this time. So always go through the instructions properly and follow them, adhere to them, right? Let us now move ahead. There is two very important information about this paper. Like if it's paper 2, paper 2 will be of 70 marks, and if it's paper 4, if paper 4 is there, it will be of 130 marks, right? Paper 2 stands for 70 marks, paper 4 stands for 130 marks. So, you may solve it accordingly, and you will be already knowing it, that what is this paper and what is the total marks allotted to the paper. Now, the number of marks for each question or part question is shown in brackets, the square brackets. You will find in front of each question that there is this square bracket, and you will find the number allotted to that question. So I hope this is clear. The first page includes what? One more thing that I want to tell you. On the very first page, you will find out the number of pages. The number of pages you might see. Here we have 12 pages. Okay, this examination paper contains 12 pages. So you will also be given the total number of pages. The very first page is this front page only, where you will need to write the information, and followed by it the second page will have the questions till 12th page, right? So you also need to look at it whether 12 pages are written, so 12 pages are there or not. You may check it. If it's not the case, please inform the invigilator over there in the examination hall so that your paper could be changed, right? So that is a very important thing that you need to do beforehand. So yes, we are now ready. What is math, guys? Memory, accuracy, talent, and hard work. You are all versed with the first three. You have great memory, you all are talented, and you all are very accurate. Just hard work is needed, and hard work is on to you. You can do the hard work, you can do the practice as much as possible and score the best marks of your life. We are here to make your life easy in mathematics especially, and you can ask anything. Let us move ahead and solve some questions of this paper, or rather I should say we will solve the full paper so that you may get to know how do we want you to solve it in the examination hall. Let's begin the journey. Okay guys, the very first question is about the number and writing it into correct decimal places and also writing it correct to the nearest 10. Okay, so if I have such question, you might see that we have this space available. So this space is used to write the solution, to write the steps required to solve the question. So if I look at it, look at the number guys. The number over here is 24.07839, and I need to correct it to two decimal places. Two decimal places guys. Decimal places means the digits after the decimal point. So if I talk about the decimal point, here I have it. This is the decimal point. This is the first digit after decimal point. This is the second digit after decimal point. This is the third digit after decimal point, and so on. So how many digits do I need? Since I want it correct to two decimal places, I will take three decimal places after decimal point, and then I will round it off accordingly. So here what I see, that I'll just erase it. Here the second digit after decimal point is 7. Let us underline it, and the digit after that is an 8. Okay, the digit after the second decimal place is an 8, and we know whenever we have to round off a decimal place, we need to look at the digit just after the required decimal place. If that digit is 5 or more than 5, we round the number up, or if it's less than 5, we round it down. So here what I see, the digit just after the required degree of accuracy is 8, so I'll round it up. I'll round up the number which is underlined. So if I round up that number, it will be equal to 24.0. Rounding up means adding 1 to it. So 0.07 becomes 0.08, isn't it? So this number is corrected to two decimal places and it becomes 24.08. And please do write this. This is to DP. This is to make sure that you have corrected it to two decimal places. I hope this part A is clear to you. It's quite easy. We have converted this number into correct two decimal places decimal number, right? I hope it's clear. Now we have to correct this number, that is 24.07839, to the nearest 10. To the nearest 10 guys. If I talk about the number 24 itself, it lies between two tens, that is a 20 and 30. If I write it, 24 lies between 20 and 30, isn't it? 24 is greater than 20 and less than 30. Even if I write 24.07839, this number lies between 20 and 30. These are the tens values. In between 24.0783 line is lying. So you just think about it. 24.07839, is it nearer to 20 or is it nearer to 30? If I think about it, again that same concept. 5, think about the digit 5. If this number would have been 25 or any number more than 25, we would have considered it to be nearer to 30. And if it's less than 25, we will consider it to be nearer to 20. Yes, so since this is less than 25, it's the number 24.0839. This number is nearest to 20. right? So we'll not write it like this. I am just showing it to you so that you can write. You will write it like this: 24.07839 is equal to 20, and here we can write rounded to nearest 10. Okay, 24.07839 is equal to 20 when we round it to the nearest 10. And you may see, look, all the questions have their allotted marks just in front of it, and when it's just a 1 mark question, a single line solution is enough, showing the important step as well, writing whatever is necessary, and mentioning the answers on the designated space. Clear? This is how we should attempt the question. This is of each 1 mark, so we have done that in 1 step only. Clear? I hope you all are ready to solve such questions. Let us move ahead and solve more questions. Let's go to question number 2 now. Let us look at question number 2. The question number 2 is about write down the number that is 9 greater than minus 23. Guys, you can just do that orally, isn't it? If we talk about this, we have to write down a number that is just 9 greater than negative 23. The concept is simple. Whenever you have to write anything greater to a number, you just need to add that number to the given number. So what's the number given to us over here? If we talk about it, the number given to us is minus 23, and since I have to write down a number that is 9 greater than negative 23, I will simply add a 9 to it. So if I add a 9 to a negative number, that is eventually leading towards subtraction, and if I simply subtract 23 and 9, guys, what are we going to get? If we talk about, we are going to get 14, and since the negative number was larger over here as compared to 23 and 9, the answer will have a negative 14. That's what it is. So the answer comes out to be minus 14. This question is of 1 mark only. Just 1 step writing is enough. So we can write it as minus 23 plus 9 gives us minus 14. I hope this question is again clear to you. Moving ahead, let us have a look. Now we have question number 3, that is about the substitution of value of a variable in a given equation. So what equation is given to us? Let us analyze it. V is equal to u plus at. Doesn't it remind us about some physics, right? This is about the equation of speed, isn't it? So yes, V is equal to u plus at. We won't get into the depth of it, but we are being told find the value of V when u is equal to 30 and a is equals to minus 2 and t is equals to 7. Right? We just need to substitute. If I have to substitute it, let us solve it. V is equal to u plus at. So here V is equals to u. In place of u, I will write 30. Added with at. In place of a, I'll write a negative 2. That needs to be multiplied with t. That happens to be 7, isn't it? That is what it looks like. So it is going to be 30. Added with minus 2 times 7 is minus 14, and we know plus minus will eventually become minus. So V is going to be the difference of 30 and 14, that results into 16. So this is our required answer, although you need not to circle the answer in your examination. Simply write V equals to 16. Now if you analyze, this question is of 2 marks. So since it's of 2 marks, we need to write some steps, right? What we have done, the first step was about substitution. We substituted and then we wrote the answer. It comes out to be 16. So I hope this is also clear to you. Moving ahead, let us move ahead for the question number 4. So now question 4. Question 4 is very simple, guys. It's about converting one unit into another. Right? We have to convert 62,000 millimeters into kilometers. If I talk about conversion, we know that one, great sentence. If I talk about, if I write it, we know KHD, and then if it is about me, this is space, or I'll say by DCM. So there is, one popular saying, King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. Isn't it quite funny? King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. That is that is an abbreviation which we made to use the conversion. If we have to use meter, I'll put a meter over here. So this becomes kilometer, hectometer, decameter, meter, decimeter, centimeter, millimeter. And we know that when we move down, we multiply by 10, and when we move up, we divide by 10. Right? When we move down, we multiply by 10 each step, right? If I move one step, so I'll multiply it by 10. If I move 2 steps, I'll multiply it with 100. For 3 steps, multiply it with 1000, and so on. This is a very short trick. And when we move up each step, we divide by 1000. Isn't it? So here I have to change millimeters into kilometers. So I see millimeter is at the very bottom and kilometer is at the top. How many steps do I need to move up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'll be in the need of dividing that number with a number that is having 6 zeros, isn't it? So let us do that. 62,000 millimeters is actually equals to 62,000 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Isn't it? A number which has 6 zeros, I am dividing 62,000 with that. That will convert it into kilometers. Let us rewrite it in the form of a fraction. That will make our lives easier to solve a question. Right? So I look over here that these 3 zeros are cancelled by these 3. And if I look at it, I have 3 more zeros which needs to be, dividing 62 by 1000. That will simply result into 0.062 kilometers. Right? If we look at it, again I am telling you, I have to move for each step upwards, I'll have to divide by 10. So if I talk about millimeter, then comes centimeter, so this is division by 10. After that we'll divide again by 10 to get decimeter, right? Then again by 10 to get a meter, then by 10 to get decameter, then by 10 to get a hectometer, and then again by 10 to get kilometers. Let us check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the number should have 6 zeros, and that is what we have written. And when we solve it, we are getting the answer as 0.62 kilometers. Isn't it? So this is the right answer for it, although it's of only 1 mark. But as you know that the instructions were quite clear, all the working should be visible. So you need to write it in such a way that it is visible that what you have done. You may take extra space, that is totally allowed. Right? I hope this question is again clear. Let us move ahead with the next question. What is it? Oh wow, this question is about geometry. I hope you all are clear with geometry. Right? Let us look at it. This is about the lines and angles, transversals and parallel lines. So if we talk about this, the diagram shows 2 intersecting straight lines crossing 2 parallel straight lines. Look, these 2 lines are parallel. These 2 arrows are indicating it, and then these are 2 lines which are intersecting these 2 parallel lines. We have to find the value of x. If I look at it, this x is over here. I want to increase the size of this so that I can make it visible properly. Have a look, guys. Have a look at it first of all. As we need to find the value of x, Here angle X is unknown, although we are being given with this angle, that is 114. If for the time being, if I make you to understand this angle, this angle is actually vertically opposite to this angle, isn't it? These two angles are vertically opposite to each other, and we know the relation that the vertically opposite angles are equal to each other always, isn't it? So here this angle is going to be 50 degree. By what? Vertically opposite angles. Being vertically opposite angles, this angle is equal to the other one. Now for the time being, if we simply ignore this, I would like to erase it. Look what I have done. I have actually erased this line because that was making it a bit complicated. And now have a look. We have these two lines, and this line, these two lines being parallel to each other, this line is a transversal for those two parallel lines, right? So if these two lines are transversal, we know that this angle must be equal to these two angles combined, isn't it? Because this angle is alternate interior angle to this one, and we know that the alternate interior angles are equal to each other. So if it is the case, which I'll just erase for the time being, if that is the case, what we have done till now, we just got to know that this angle is 50 degree also, isn't it? So that means x plus 50 will be equal to 114. That is what I am going to write for you. Here let us select it and just remove it or change its size and bring it to the normal size. So here what I see, that if we have to find the value of x, we'll have to do some calculation. Here I'll write x plus 50 degree is equals to 114 degree. We will write what is the reason. Alternate angles. So this implies that x equals to 114 minus 50 degree. So what is going to be the value of x? It is going to be the difference of 114 and 50. So that will be equal to 64 degrees. So what is the answer? X comes out to be 64 degree. Right? I hope this is clear. The concept of vertical opposite angles and the alternate interior angles are clear to you as well. You may write for your reference that this angle is 50 degree being vertically opposite to the other angle. Right? So we are done with this question as well. Let us move ahead and let us get into more questions.